voted in the Maharashtra Assembly elections, then there are adults in Maharashtra. So it's very clear to us that the Election Commission is compromised. It's very clear that there is something very wrong with the system.
जिस थाली में खाते हैं, अगर उस थाली में आप छेद करेंगे तो आप देशद्रोही कहलाएंगे. You are a traitor.
What he has said is 100% true, and the world is aware that the Election Commission of India is an absolute corrupt and compromised body.
बार-बार चुनाव हारने के बाद उनके ऊपर जो परिणाम हुआ है, इसके चलते मुझे लगता है कि इस प्रकार की हरकतें वो कर रहे हैं.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. His name is Rahul Gandhi, and he has done it again. He's ignited this huge political storm with those controversial remarks in Boston, where he's slamming India's Election Commission and also casting doubts on the integrity of our democracy. Now, why has he done this? That's a question a lot of people are asking. Why is Rahul Gandhi always complaining? And just think of this, whatever Rahul Gandhi has said today, ladies and gentlemen, how will he gain from it? There are a lot of people asking that when you're speaking to that audience in Boston, they are not your voters. I mean, ultimately, what do you stand to gain rather than just create a controversy here? But then, there are also those who say this possibly could be a strategic move to rally his base, or perhaps a desperate bid to divert attention from the electoral setback. That is also what the BJP has alleged. And look at what the BJP today has called him. Shambit Patra of the BJP earlier has held a press conference, and he has called Rahul Gandhi a traitor. Traitor, imagine. If the BJP believes that Rahul Gandhi is a traitor, will they act against him? Because you're looking at all political parties taking extreme positions. How fair is BJP calling Rahul Gandhi a traitor also here? Because they say he is undermining India's global image. And he has a habit of doing this again and again and again. Does Rahul Gandhi then have an uncanny image or a habit of, just airing his grievances, complaining, putting out these problems on foreign soil? And has he crossed a line by compromising the dignity of our democracy? That's also a question people are asking. But then the other obvious question is, why should it be a problem if Rahul Gandhi says something, whether in Boston, whether in California, whether in UK, whether in Germany, anywhere else or here in India, why should that be a problem? I mean, look at what he has said. So what we'll do is we'll declutter the entire story. We dissect the politics of this, the motives and the fallout. First up, as always, let's begin with our straight questions. The first straight question has to be about the entire saga. What really is perhaps the bigger picture here? Is Rahul Gandhi, ladies and gentlemen, guilty of demeaning India on foreign soil? Because that is the big charge that has been leveled by the BJP on Rahul Gandhi today. Does that hold true or not? We'll find out during the course of this conversation. This brings us to our second straight question now. Is Rahul Gandhi trying to cover up his very own failures? The BJP says you can't win an election, and then you go crying to your voters saying ki bhai EVM se gadbad hai, everything is right now fixed. But how is that fair? So clearly there are two positions that both the BJP and the Congress have taken on this, but where is the correct position here? We'll find that out also in the course of this conversation. This brings us to our third straight question, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to go up on your screens. If there is no faith, the Congress says this is a compromised election commission, then this is the but obvious question to ask the Congress party. Why are you fighting elections? You don't trust the system, you don't trust the election commission, you don't trust the EVM. Stop fighting elections. Come back to fighting elections when you believe them. Because aren't you also demeaning the voter? That voter that stands in queues for the longest time to be able to cast his ballot, the election commission officials who arranged this mammoth exercise, if you belittle every effort that all of them are putting, how fair is this? This brings us to our next straight question, ladies and gentlemen, now also that's going to go up on your screens. And that reads, why is the BJP here defending the election commission? The election commission is an independent body. But why is the BJP today defending the election commission? Again, is a valid question to ask. And why can't the election commission, ladies and gentlemen, settle this controversy for once and for all? Sit across the table, get all political parties, get all players, discuss everything, every nuance on this issue. Discuss every question on their mind, give people answers, so that the next time around, no one is able to raise questions on the robustness of the Election Commission. And then, the question that I just spoke about, why is there no action against Rahul Gandhi? If you think he's a traitor, if you think that what he has done amounts to treason, as the BJP has alleged, then but obviously you need to act against Rahul Gandhi. Will the centre do it? Will the BJP do this? Will the Election Commission do this? Or everyone here is conveniently playing their own politics? Clearly, the story, ladies and gentlemen, has multiple layers. And to answer those questions and to help us understand why is this happening, the timing, the nuance, and a lot more of this, let's quickly say good evening to our panel of guests joining us. We have Satyapal Jain, who's the Additional Solicitor General of India, also a senior advocate, and he's going to be speaking to us exactly in that capacity. Sir, thank you so much for your time. I also do see Tuhin Sinha, the national spokesperson of the BJP, with us, and Advocate Arshpreet Khadial is a spokesperson of the Congress. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. But before we begin, I just want to take a moment to get our viewers, a pattern. Like they say, Tuhin, chronology samajhiye. Arshdeep, I mean, it's important, Arshpreet, that we also look at this chronology. So on our screens, we are going to put out the multiple instances where you have seen Rahul Gandhi deriding India, deriding Bharat, deriding the democratic institutions. And on your screens are exactly those details with the particular timeline and the location. You're reading the May of 2022, where in London he said India's voice has been crushed. Then again, you would recall he has said Chinese value harmony and don't want things go out of control. He said this in Cambridge. Again, something that the BJP literally had latched on to. If you move quickly to Texas, this is September of 2024, where he said the RSS believes India is one idea. The fight, remember, was also about the Sikhs. And he said that Sikhs are not allowed to wear the turban or the kada here in India. This is again a controversy that was stoked by him. Then again in Washington, September of 2024, he said Congress will think of scrapping reservations when India is fair. Was he trying to say India is not fair? Again, like they say, this depends on which side of the political aisle you're sitting. Then in Boston, the Election Commission of India is compromised, is what is the latest trigger. So first up, Arshpreet, let's begin by asking you, does the Congress party agree with what Rahul Gandhi says?
100%. We agree with it and we fully support it. And I'll give you the logic behind it also. First and foremost, you talked of the Election Commission of India. Is it not a fact that in the last polling hour, there was an increase from 10 to 13% in the vote percentage, number one. Number two, as far as the Maharashtra elections are concerned, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., the information that was given to us was that 65 lakh voters voted. It takes 3 minutes for one voter to vote. Okay. And if we were to do the maths, there would have been massive lines till 2 a.m. However, that did not happen. Does that not go on to suggest that something's completely wrong? There's a massive discrepancy.
Arshpreet, Arshpreet, wait. Because you're taking it point by point, let me tell you something. You raised these concerns with the Election Commission, yes or no?
Of course, we have raised them.
Did you get a response from the Election Commission, yes or no?
Satisfactory, not.
Not satisfactorily, right? Not the answer maybe that you wanted to hear, but did the Election Commission respond to these charges, yes or no?
You asked me, did you get a response or not? I told you we did not get a satisfactory response. What is the answer to this question? How could 65 lakh voters vote in 2 hours? How is it possible? Anyone could give me the maths, anyone could give me the logic. I'll take my statement back.
Okay. You went to the Supreme Court. What has the Supreme Court said on the entire matter?
What has the Bharatiya Janata Party said about the Supreme Court? Will we not talk about that? How have they undermined the Honorable Supreme Court? How have their MP said that the judiciary is responsible for the civil wars? How has one of their MPs who's heading a joint committee has said that if the Waqf Act is stayed, then I will resign from the committee? how another leader of the Bharatiya
How
Janata
does
Party-
that justify, Ashpreet, what you are saying?
I'm not
Tell me
justifying.
this. This
I'm
is
not
different. This
justifying.
is
I'm not
different.
justifying.
You
I
asked
was
the BJP
talking about
those
the judiciary.
questions, but wait. Interesting that you've taken these questions head on, which is good. Before I get in Tuhin and Satyapalji into this conversation, on our screens are also more straight questions that we'll continue to fire, along with a lot more images and charges that have been leveled by Rahul Gandhi. But, Ashpreet, I want to ask you one little thing. Just few days earlier, the Congress was out on the streets protesting about the National Herald, because you say that this is, political vendetta by the government of the day who are out there to get Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Why haven't you been on the streets for this issue? You should have been on the streets, no?
Well,
Do you get resonance from the common people on this?
Answering the question, whoever wants to tell the Congress party how we should function, what way we should function, when we should function, could give us a list, we'll definitely comply with it. Number two, my request is, when we talk about India's image, all we request is that when the Bharatiya Janata Party that is in center, the leaders make such remarks against the judiciary, undermine the judiciary, not just through words, but also through actions. When the Delhi Services Act issue, there was an order from the Supreme Court and the Bharatiya Janata Party made a law, bypassed it. When the Honorable Supreme Court said, now this is about the Election Commission, the CJ was to be made a part of the selection committee, the Bharatiya Janata Party's government made a law, bypassed that as well. So through words, through actions, they undermine the judiciary. And the
Okay, but you are, I don't know why. Do you want to speak on behalf of the BJP? I'm sure no. We'll talk about that separately.
You are also speaking
but right
me
now, I want to speak about this entire issue of the Election Commission, the fraud, the allegations, Ashpreet. And let me get in Tuhin very quickly before I come back to you here. Tuhin, what is the problem? If Rahul Gandhi says this in India, if Rahul Gandhi says this in Germany, if Rahul Gandhi says this in Boston, what should matter is what he's saying. Why do you people make such a big deal out of this?
Well, good evening, Deepthi. Good evening, everybody. On a day when, apparently Congress party is holding press conferences in 57 places across the country to put forth its message on National Herald, nobody wants to discuss that. We are talking about Rahul Gandhi. So this is the kind of damage he does forget to the country, to his own party. Now, as far as his allegations against the Election Commission is concerned, the Election Commission has responded to 1642 paragraphs and questions put forth by different opposition parties. I don't even need to get there, because
No, Tuhin, I have a problem with this also. Why is the BJP defending the Election Commission? Let the Election Commission come out and defend itself. No, Tuhin, why are you doing it?
Absolutely not defending the Election Commission. I am criticizing Rahul Gandhi's fiefdom, his tendency, his proclivity to besmirch the reputation of the country, to besmirch the reputation of Indian institutions abroad. 2.5 years ago, when he started this practice, the first time he traveled to London, when he, as part of this Bharat Badnaam Karo Yatra 2.5 years ago, he was specifically told by a veteran journalist in his 1980s that, listen, I have also attended the press conference of your grandmother in the late 1970s.
You're making this personal. See, I clearly understand that between the Congress and BJP, both of you have an axe to grind when it comes to the two political opponents. And Satyapalji will come in here. But Tuhin, tell me very briefly, if Rahul Gandhi today is speaking like a traitor, why don't you book him? Take action against him, no? Why are you letting him make these comments again and again and again, Tuhin?
He's already facing the music on the National Herald case. He might be in jail soon. I don't think, we had to give him more opportunities to play the victim over here. But fact is, logically think about it. Maharashtra and Jharkhand elections were held simultaneously. In Jharkhand, the elections were much, it were absolutely opposite to what our expectations were. Have we criticized the Election Commission? Have we raised any objection from it? Now the Congress, a habit of saying, that elections in Maharashtra was rigged, but in Jharkhand it was absolutely fine. It shows the kind of intellectual bankruptcy and the absolute, inability to trigger corrections within the party. Their president, Kharge, can't draw a crowd of 500 people in Bihar, and then they blame,
Why are we making this personal? No, don't make this personal, Tuhin. Don't make this personal. This is about the Election Commission of the country.
I'm talking about the president of the
Something
Congress
that is
party,
the heartbeat of the country, democracy. The charge that you are leveling today on Rahul Gandhi is that he's a traitor.
The Congress president's crowd,
BJP has called him a traitor today. That is how serious this charge is. Arshpreet, quickly take 10 seconds and then Satyapal ji will come in.
Number one, see, the Bharatiya Janata Party, when they don't have answers to the questions, they resort to personal attacks, personal statements. That is their modus operandi. We all know that. My only concern with the Bharatiya Janata Party is, since you have taken the responsibility to answer the questions posed to the Election Commission of India, why don't you take the lead and answer this question? How is it possible to have 65 lakh voters
No,
vote
Arshpreet,
in 2 hours?
both of you today, both of you are guilty of obfuscating from the real questions. I also asked you if Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi believes that the Election Commission of India is compromised. Stop fighting elections. No, the Congress should declare that we will not fight elections. Why are you fighting elections?
These questions and the Election Commission has already answered those questions, so I'm not guilty of obfuscating.
Yes, we'll go one by one. Let me get in Satyapal ji here. Let me get in Satyapal ji, who's been patiently listening.
Let me answer a question. We are not quitters. That's why we haven't done what you are saying. We'll never ever quit. We'll fight back.
No, but you can't be the system, keep criticizing it.
So
you run with the hare, you hunt with the hound. You like the Election Commission when you win the elections in Telangana, Karnataka, in Himachal. When you lose an election to the Election Commission is compromised, Arshpreet, it doesn't work like this, no.
Allow me to answer in 10 seconds. Now, the logic that you have given. The Bharatiya Janata Party's senior leader, Mr. Advani, was the first person to have criticized the way the elections were held back in the day.
So you have to cite a Lal Krishna Advani to defend your case,
So did you tell the Bharatiya Janata Party to stop contesting elections? Did you tell the Bharatiya Janata Party to stop contesting elections?
But that is not the position the BJP is taking today. That's why I asked whether you agree with the position Rahul Gandhi is taking.
Then, when they said it, did you...
so are you conceding that because you are losing elections, that is why the Election Commission is compromised?
1 second. When there is an issue, we do not quit. We make sure that we fight it. Number two, if the Bharatiya Janata Party...
How are you fighting? You're fighting for the Gandhis. You're fighting for national level. You're not fighting for Election Commission. No, don't say this.
When the Bharatiya Janata Party gets this logic, why is it not said to the Bharatiya Janata Party stop contesting elections?
No, I want to get in Satyapal ji here because he understands the law far better than all of us. He understands the politics of this also. Now, Satyapal ji, tell me something, sir. When you look at these very, very serious charges being leveled, is it not fair to also ask the Election Commission that why can't we put an end to this controversy for once and for all? I mean, why is it that there is so much room available for all political parties, the opposition in particular, sir, to keep criticizing the Election Commission like this?
See, under the Article 324 of the Constitution of India, which was framed when the Constitution was enacted, the power to control, supervise and conduct election to Parliament, state legislatures, President and Vice President of India that vest in the Election Commission. All elections right from 52 onwards till date have been conducted by the Election Commission of India. 52, 57, 62 Congress won, 67 Congress lost in certain states, 77 Janata Party won the election, 80 again Congress Party was elected, 84 Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was elected with a thumping majority, 89 they lost it, 96 Vajpayee ji came, 98, 99 Vajpayee ji came, then the Congress came 2004, 2009, 2014-19 BJP led by Shri Narendra Modi came. I have given all these figures to show that whatever the political composition of the country, whosoever win, whosoever leave, the Election Commission has been performing its job very well. Small things here and here can always happen. That happens. I mean, if one judge has been caught with some notes burned at his house, it doesn't mean that all the judges are bad. But what I am saying is this. It is a constitutional authority. The Constitution has given all the powers to the Election Commission. The members can be removed only by the same procedure which is adopted for removing the judges of the Supreme Court. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is also a constitutional authority. He is not a small MP, ordinary MP, who can speak whatever he wants to.
Correct.
Two submissions I have to make. Number one, he is a constitutional authority. And one constitutional authority should always show respect to the another constitutional authority. That is number one. As a lawyer, I can say, even if we have to say something, you feel something wrong has been done. Under the Representation of People Act, Section 100, Section 101, there is a remedy of going to the court of law. In Minder Singh Gill's case, Constitution Bench 78, Supreme Court said all irregularities in the election, all violation of rules, regulations are covered by Section 100D4I for challenging any election. In the country itself, the Congress party filed about 15-20 election petitions in Haryana, doubting something about the conduct of the election. I feel that in case you have a grouse, the Constitution and the Act have given you the powers for approaching the court of law. You have full faith in the judiciary. Go to the judiciary, and in this country, judiciary has proved it's independent. By two examples, I'll give. A single judge of the Allahabad High Court set aside the election of the sitting Prime Minister of India, which is nowhere in the other country. At the same time, 5 judges bench with 4-1 majority set aside the National Judicial Appointment Commission Act, which was passed unanimously by the Parliament. That shows the independence of the judiciary. Similar, the Election Commission, Mr. Session, who conducted the election in '96, himself contested the election for the President of India and lost very badly. Mr. M.S. Gill was a member of the Election Commission, Election Commissioner. He was nominated to Rajya Sabha. Later on, he joined.
Yes,
so
but you know, interestingly, Satyapal, we live in a time where whether it is the ruling dispensation, it is the opposition, they also point fingers at the judiciary as per their convenience. That is what, you know, the age we are living in today. Ashpreet, why don't you respond to that very pointed rebuttal that has come in from Satyapalji?
See, before that, I want to just give one simple logic. With the Bharatiya Janata Party's calling us a traitor because we have posed questions, when Mr. Advani was then the face of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
No, it's not about questions. In a democracy, you must ask questions. Harshpreet, the point is, why just outside? Rahul Gandhi, I'm putting out multiple instances. Whenever he is abroad, why does he deride the country? I mean, why can't you speak to the audiences here?
Yes, I'll answer your question. Please allow me 30 seconds.
Yes.
As far as your question goes, why only abroad? That is wrong to suggest. That is wrong to put it that way, because Mr. Gandhi has also questioned the Bharatiya Janata Party, the system in India as well. Number two, when we say that, you know, outside you're giving a statement, you're spoiling our image, that is absurd and ludicrous, because nowadays there is media. When a BJP leader, an MP makes a statement on the judiciary, it travels around the world, and that is when India's image suffers. Number three, the Bharatiya Janata Party wouldn't call itself a traitor because in 2009 they were questioning the EVM. The face of the Bharatiya Janata Party was questioning the EVM, was asking for ballot paper to be reinstated. Did they stop contesting elections? Did they label themselves as a traitor, what they are doing right now? And I only want to request them this thing, that there is a limit to everything. Calling the leader of opposition of India a traitor, that is what spoils our image, and that reflects what the ideology of the Bharatiya Janata Party is, what personal statements they can make. So at the last, I would only ask one question to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Would you or would you not take an action against the leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party that have spoiled the image of our country by issuing statements against a pillar of democracy? Or if you cannot do that, Mr. Modi has not uttered a word, Mr. Shah has not uttered a word, the Law Minister has not uttered a word. When they keep quiet, that is when
hypocrisy,
India's
no, Ashpreet. Political hypocrisy, whether it's a Congress or the BJP, doesn't change. But Tuhin,
there's no
do you want to respond to those questions that he has raised? And obviously, this is in light of the comments that have been made by BJP leaders vis-a-vis the judiciary also, Tuhin.
Yes, absolutely. In 2009, we had a major grievance against the EVM, and based on our intervention, VVPAT was introduced by the Supreme Court in 2013. Now, in the last 12 years, you show me one instance where we have criticized, because we know that VVPAT has adequately taken care of all our
Why do you bypass the Supreme Court order?
Ashpreet, now why don't you listen to his reply, please? You've asked him a question. It's only fair you let him respond. He heard you patiently. Please listen into him, Ashpreet.
Rahul Gandhi.
Why are you getting worked up? Listen into him, please.
Rahul Gandhi is at war with the people of this country. You are talking about foreign, his foreign instances where he has besmirched the reputation of the country. While in India, he has said that, he's at war with the Indian state. He's fighting the Indian state.
Why don't you arrest him then? Take action against him, na? Why don't you arrest him?
We don't want to unnecessarily give him sympathy.
You're saying he's at a war with the country. You are saying he's a traitor. And you're saying it's unnecessary that we'll take action.
It helps us electorally. We don't want to give him that extra sympathy, but Congress is repeatedly getting wiped out. When I talked about Khargeji not drawing a crowd of 500, that was not personal. The president of the Congress party in a poll-bound state is not, is not able to.
Okay, so Tuhin has conceded we don't want to let Rahul Gandhi walk away with more sympathy. Satyapalji will get the last 30 seconds on the show. Satyapalji.
I have to make two submissions. Number one, we have the tradition where outside our country, even the leader of the opposition defends the Indian nation. You might recall Narasimha Rao ji had sent Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee when he was the leader of the opposition to defend India in a resolution which was moved by Pakistan against India. Those traditions should be maintained. Number two, criticizing EVM and saying that instead of EVM, ballot paper is better. These are two views about the system. There's no harm in saying, if you feel no, EVM is not good, it should be replaced by ballot paper, you have a right to so say. Criticizing a system is entirely different than criticizing the integrity of the members who are managing the affair.
Yes.
This is entirely different thing. See, I remember as a lawyer, up to 89 were the ballot papers. After that came the EVM. And first EVM election from Kerala was set aside by the Supreme Court on the ground that there is no provision for the EVM. Then the conduct of election rules were amended. I myself contested 5 elections to Lok Sabha. 2 on the ballot paper, 3 on the EVM.
And when the UPA was in power, Satyapal ji and Ashpreet will agree, when the UPA was in power and you had Dr. Manmohan Singh as the Prime Minister, there were no problem with the EVMs. Come on. I mean, this is an hypocrisy. People can just see through Ashpreet. And if you are so convinced in that cause, make sure you take Rahul Gandhi out on the streets. Get people to support you and then pin down the Election Commission of India. Only for word of time. I'm thanking all gentlemen right now.
When they do an operation
Only for word of time. I'm thanking all of you
India.
for joining us. We'll continue to track that story and see what happens next. Let's also get you Newsnight's parting shot now. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rahul Gandhi's Boston remarks on the Election Commission have actually stirred a tempest, coinciding also with the American Vice President's visit to India. So, think about this, because this is important. An untimely controversy that does raise questions about our democracy's global image also, irrespective of the merit. I mean, I'm sure you will agree that a lot of these domestic battles must be fought back here on our home soil, unless the agenda is something else. The Election Commission, remember, is really at the heart of this entire story. That is the heartbeat of our democracy, of India's democratic framework. And that deserves a robust defense to silence all doubts. Should it speak more eloquently, as in the Election Commission, should it be more eloquent in its support of the entire issue to ensure that there are absolutely no more questions raised by anyone, whether it is Rahul Gandhi, whether it is anyone else. The debate does rage on, but one thing is clear, that India's democracy is far bigger than any controversy. On that note, I want to thank you for watching us on the Newsnight. Good night.